Hi everyone. I'm just going to do like a really short video, well, it's on TikTok anyway, just to see what Chakra of Wisdom Oracle cards want to say to you. It says here, it's by Tori Hartman, and it is the complete spiritual toolkit to transforming your life. So anyone who's interested in transforming their lives, here we are. It's just basically what's happening at the bottom. We've got the self-love, right? I had shuffled just before I got into this, and yeah, that came out. Right, so discernment, you are developing the skills to distinguish love from fear and truth from illusion. Love is truth, fear is illusion, right? So that's what you're going through. So this is to do with the transformation. Being able to detect this is a skill. Most people don't even know they have these skills. It is intuitive, it is instinct. You just know that you do know. And this is not something that can be taught. You can train yourself, but it's very difficult to actually learn it from someone else if you're not interested in knowing what it actually is. Right? Virtue, you acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. Now, this is very, very important. Being able to know what it is that you actually have to give to humanity, to help in the development of humanity, or the evolution of humanity. So that's very important, because as long as you're giving, you're receiving, you're making room to receive. So, and then the last card at the bottom is self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. Oh yeah. For you to be able to understand what love truly is, you need to embody it, to know what it truly is. So I'm going to have a look and see. I'll use this where did I put it? I use this deck. This one is called Golden Art Nueva Tarot. Nueva, that's a lot of vowels. Nouveeau. I don't even know how to pronounce it. That's a lot of vowels. I think the only vowel that's missing is I. They've got all of them, and there's only 2 consonants on there. Right. So this is a deck by, let's see, Guilia F. Masaglia. Okay. Interesting names. Right. So, oh, introspection. This is the Hierophant, the High Priest. Always looking within to find how to improve how to improve inside by looking within. How to improve your outside. So, yeah, take that back. How to improve your outside by looking within. Discernment, knowing what is truth, not living by fear, not being afraid of anything and everything that comes your way. Is actually taking power in knowing that you're more powerful than anything that is out there in the world. You are, as long as you know your power. And the way to know your power is basically like the Hermetic law says, the Hermetic principles say, know thyself. Who are you? Why are you here? You know, what have you got to give? What gifts do you have? And that's part of the reason, part of the conversation that I normally have with my clients. Like, find your purpose, and then once you find your purpose and you start fulfilling it, there's this sense of satisfaction that comes that no one can ever give you. Only you can give yourself, by finding out what your purpose is. Find out what your purpose is, and then go ahead and get to it. Like for example, like the way I started tarot card reading, I did not necessarily even do any kind of training. It's just something that I got into. I started watching a lot of tarot card readers. But what I found out is I've got to follow my own intuition and follow what it is that feels right for me. I forgot to shuffle. I just got into the conversation. So yes, and then it started feeling right, and then I applied for a job and I got it, and now I'm 5-star rated on asktheanswer.com. So yeah, you can check me out on Ask the Answer if you want, or you can DM me because that is quite expensive, I've got to say. It's not that cheap. If you're prepared, yes, go ahead and get me there. But if you're not, you can always DM me. Right. The next card is the Queen of Pentacles. So Queen of Pentacles is all about this idea. I think she's very much like this here, virtue. She is very philanthropic, very much into giving. She knows her space. She's a queen, so she knows what is required of her. She knows of her responsibilities and her duties, but also very grounded. This is a Taurian energy, very much to do with knowing your worth, knowing what you deserve, and also knowing what it is that you've got to give to others, because she's very altruistic, you know, giving unconditionally, because she knows as long as I'm giving, I'm receiving. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? At the bottom, we've got the Four of Pentacles. This is to do, I feel like this is the kind of opposite energy of what she does, because she releases very easily. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on or holding back. But you could also, if you look at it differently, because if it's to do with, so the bottom of the deck, so I'll get this as well, bottom of the deck, right? So we've got self-love and Four of Pentacles. Realize that love of self is necessary to love another, right? So you've got to release in order to receive. For you to be able to love another, you've got to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, it will be very difficult to love another. Yeah, you can actually. You can love another, but it's going to be toxic and one-sided. You're always going to hold them to very high standard. I call them double standards, because you don't hold yourself to those standards as well, you know. So yeah, self-love is very important. And when I talk about self-love, it could be in giving to yourself time, pampering, investing in yourself, going to uni, going to college, learning a new course, learning a new craft, you know, picking up a new hobby, learning a new language. All those is part of self-love, is seeing the value within yourself and acknowledging it every day. The other thing is about self-love is about counting your blessings, realizing that you are actually blessed to be alive. You're actually very much I'm just looking at these two cards here, because usually the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles only interact on like charity days. You know, she's also very, I'd say she does go to church, but she wouldn't be the kind of person who would interact with the Hierophant. You know, it would be maybe her subordinates, you know, not necessarily the main one. The king would interact with the Hierophant, but she's more into, she's very humble, even though I wouldn't say she shows it the way she carries herself. But yes, right, so I think that's it. I wanted to pick out some extra card with those two there. I like the red, because that to me signifies that this is something that you're passionate about, or something that you feel quite secure about, you know, because that's the root chakra, you know, grounded. You know, you're very, very much into the idea of discerning the truth and the virtue, acknowledging your love, your loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. Okay, and that's so much to do with this Queen of Pentacles. But yeah, I'm going to pick a card out of this other deck. This is the Healing Mantra deck, and it's by Matt Kahn. I know Matt Kahn. Well, I don't know him. I know of him. YouTube mostly. Very good inspirational speaker, healer. Oof. All things. I think the first time I spoke, I heard him speak. I was about to say the first time I spoke to him virtually, was in 2020, when I started my spiritual journey, when I actually started looking into life on a spiritual basis. And what he made me realize is that I'm not so different from others. And just because I'm starting doesn't mean that I'm ignorant or don't know anything. It's just my journey, and it's different from others, right? Okay, so I have a right to be excited. Right, so these are the mantras. So embodying your soul, embodying my soul, right? So embodying my soul talks about I have a right to be excited. So this is about the transformational energy that is here. It's about understanding that you have a right to be excited about the transformational side of things and also the potential outcome of what's going to happen in the future. And trust me, when it comes to spirituality, yes, a positive approach changes everything, especially this excitedness, this expectant energy, very, very excited, expectant energy. You're expecting something wonderful, you know. This is to do with embodying your soul, understanding that your soul is always in a state of joy, a state of excitedness. So this is up to you to see what it is that you want to do moving forward. But yes, thank you very much for listening and watching. Like, share if you like. If not, it's all right. Take care of yourself. Bye. Good night.